Hello. Welcome back to 31 Days to Build Your Online Platform. We are live. Today is day 20. We are more than halfway through, and tonight we are rocking and rolling. So thank you for coming in. As you come in, please say hi. Tell me where you're coming in from. And I see that there's some new people popping on, as well as some familiar faces. So I'm going to swing this around and get this set up. Hello. Hi, Melinda. Hello, Carnita. Thank you for joining. Hey, Sherlyn. Sandy is here. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining and inviting followers. For some reason, I'm trying to get this set up to where it's on me and it's not working. Hey, Dorothea. How are you? Let me fix this. It's bugging me because I feel like I'm a floating head right now. So give me a minute. Let me push this back a little bit. Okay. Much better. Hello. Hi. Hi, Martin. Hello, Gail. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining in. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Good stuff. I know that sometimes this is not a perfect time, but I do appreciate you popping in and saying hi. Remember that these scopes are available for you for 24 hours. So if you miss it, if you do have to pop off, you can catch the replay for 24 hours. After that, they are gone and they are locked in the vault. So I'm going to pull up my notes and go ahead and get started. Welcome to 31 Days to Build Your Online Platform. I am so excited to host each and every single one of these topics. This series is for you if you are a blogger, if you are a small business owner or service-based entrepreneur. Thank you, Sandy. And you are looking to stand out online. But how can you stand out if you don't have a platform to stand on? So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about how you can build your platform from the ground up. And I'm going to show you and teach you everything that I did to build my platform as a millennial personal finance expert. I've had the opportunity to be featured in Business Insider, U.S. News and World Report named me as a top personal finance expert to follow on Twitter. I've had the opportunity to be quoted in Forbes and have a feature in The Economist as well. Hey, Kevin. So, do me a favor. I just want to poll the room really quickly to see sort of who we have in here. If you are a blogger, give me a 1. If you are a service provider, meaning you primarily gain business after a consultation call, tap a 2. And if you maybe do a product or other, go ahead and give me a 3. I know some people last time were like 1, 2, and 3, and that's cool. Hello, Jazzier Enterprises. Okay, you're 3. So product, we got some product people in here. That's cool. Hello, Lucky Peaches. Hi, Purely Jess. Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sandy does it all. Yes, you do it all. Okay, perfect. Good. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Letitia Stiles. I am a digital marketing strategist, and I help women entrepreneurs stand out online and gain clients by building their online platform. That includes setting up a website, your social media, and putting into place the systems that can bring you an automatic flow of clients so that you pop onto Periscope, someone taps the link in your bio, and they go ahead and schedule a call with you. This series is brought to you by the Actionista Marketing Summit. So if you're hearing some good nuggets, you can always hashtag AM Summit. And you can go to actionistasummit.com. I wonder if you can see that because of the comment there. You can go to actionistasummit.com to register, or you can simply tap the link in my bio and you can register. It's absolutely free if you can join us live. Please take a moment. Today we're going to be talking about why free is your friend in business. So please take a moment, swipe to the right if you're on an iPhone, or swipe up if you're on Android, and go ahead and share this with your Perry peeps. While you are doing that, I'm going to grab my notes and we are going to get started. Yes, and Sandy is actually one of our speakers at the summit, so I'm pretty excited about that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Okay. Why is free your friend in business? Free is your friend. And if you're, oh, hey, Ashley, I didn't see you pop in there. Hey, hello, Gold Digger TV. Thank you for joining. Why free is your friend in business? So if you're just popping in and you didn't hear me introduce myself, my name is Letitia Stiles, digital marketing strategist. Today we're talking about why free is your friend in business. So all this week we've been talking about why your online platform needs offline boost. And so part of building your platform, like once you have your website and your social media together, you have all of your branding together and your branding is, looks really good and people notice you. Once they see, that specific color or that logo, they're like, yes, that's her or that's him. Then it's time to start boosting your platform offline. And by offline, I mean taking on those other opportunities like guest posting, being a guest on a podcast, doing speaking engagements, which are all topics that we've talked about this week. Today, what we're going to be talking about is why free is your friend. And so this sort of goes into, hey, baby Tom, thanks for joining. This sort of goes into the topic of public relations. Okay. So what is public relations? Public relations is very different from marketing and advertising. Okay. Public relations is basically, if you think about like college and think about that friend or that person that you knew that was pretty much friends with everyone. And whenever there was a party, they knew about it. Whenever there was something going on, like they were the go-to person. That's sort of what public relations is. Public relations is helping you get your message out there by allowing someone or some outlet to be the speaker for you and doing it without paying them, right? And this is why free is your friend in business. And the idea is to make that friendship or that relationship. So I'm just pulling right here from Wikipedia. Public relations is the practice of managing the spread of information between an individual or an organization and the public, right? So it's basically getting your message out there to the public. And the way that they do it is you do it by using the topics that are sort of already out there, and you create that coverage. This is what when I was talking about the other day about how you can get press mentions for free. If you hire someone that works in public relations, and that's why I have the hashtag PR. If you hire someone that's in public relations, they're going to charge you a monthly fee typically to keep them on retainer so that they can pitch for you and get you press mentions and all of that. So I showed you how you can get those for free, but there are other ways that a public relations consultant can be helpful to you, but I'm going to give you some examples of what you can use yourself and how you can sort of position yourself and do some public relations on your own before you hire someone. Okay. The first thing is remember that this quote, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So a lot of public relations is all about creating relationships, right? So some of the brands and businesses that I've worked with in the past, they might contact me or might have a public relations person that contacts me and says, hey, we're interested and we just released this product. We'd love for you to talk about it on your blog. And usually I'll say no, or I'm like, hey, this is something that it requires a fee. Like I don't typically just talk about products and services unless I use them but sometimes there are some businesses that I've actually had an in-person connection with where we've either met at a conference or we've met somewhere else and they're like, yeah, this is what we're working on. And we have established that relationship of, a friendship. And they like, yeah, we're working on such thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can talk about it on my blog. And then one time I actually did that and worked with that company. I wrote them back and said, hey, by the way, I was able to write about XYZ on my blog or on my site. And they said, they remembered me and they pitched me to a local outlet here in Memphis, and I was able to start doing local media. And so that's sort of what the idea behind public relations is, that you never know who might have the contact that you need for your business. And so it's important to nurture your relationships, and it's important to do those things that might bring you those good public relations opportunities. The second one is freelance writing. So some of the freelance writing that I've done, I write for U.S. News and World Report. But I also have some friends that are freelance writers. So cultivating the relationship with those friends that are freelance writers that may contact me for a quote, or may contact me if they have an article coming up and they need something for that post. That's also helped me to get exposure for my business and exposure for what I do. So consider freelance writing, and consider reaching out to freelance writers and starting to make those connections and cultivate that relationship with them. And if you find, one thing that I do is, if you find an article that a writer has written, when you tweet it out, tag them. A lot of times when you tweet automatically from like Forbes or from like money.com, or these are websites that I use, but thinking about the news sites, a lot of times when you tweet automatically, the tweet doesn't actually mention the writer. So what I do is I find the writer's Twitter handle and I include that in my tweet. What does that do? Well, every time they see that I'm sharing their articles over and over again, it sort of like puts me top of mind. And if I ever had the idea to pitch something to them, they would probably be more likely to read it, because they're like, oh yeah, Letitia, I recognize that she's shared my articles every time they go live. And you definitely want to make sure that they're in line with what you do. So like I share a lot of millennial articles, and there are a lot of writers that I'll tag them every single time. And that's how I've gotten a couple of my mentions, my quotes in Forbes, because there's a freelance writer where she'll reach out to me and she says, hey, I'm doing an article. I'd love a quote from you. So that's number two. So number one, remember, scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. That's sort of creating those relationships with businesses that might not be able to offer you anything right now, but those public relations reps, those PR reps that are getting paid by that business, they might do a share for you. If you do a feature for them or include that business that they're pitching and then say, hey, I've done this, can you tweet it out? And then they tweet it out. They've got the exposure. They've got the people that can send it out. So don't be afraid to do some of those. Don't do them all the time, but don't be afraid to do a couple of those if they're in line with the message that you're already sending out. Number two is freelance writing. So try to get freelance writing opportunities and connect with freelance writers by sharing their articles and then tweeting out what they have to say. Okay. So that is why free is your friend in business. It's all about public relations. And thanks for sending up those hearts. Y'all are awesome. It's all about public relations, cultivating those relationships, reaching out to the writers on those outlets where you want to be featured, and or creating that reciprocal agreement with those businesses or public relations reps. If you get to the point where you can hire a public relations rep for yourself, you'll be surprised at how much they could do for your business. But the price is not it's not cheap. So you have to make sure that what you are bringing has has the potential to bring in even more than what you're paying out to the public relations rep. All right. Okay. That is what I have today. Don't forget to register for the Actionista Marketing Summit. You can tap the link in my bio to register. That is happening on April 3rd. I've got 5 experts coming, and we're going to be talking to you about live video, pre-recorded video, Instagram, YouTube. I already mentioned YouTube, Instagram, how to write and cultivate your tribe, and how to build your email list. So that's absolutely free. Tap the link in my bio to register. Don't forget, just like Michelle just did, to share this, because these videos are only live for 24 hours. Once Periscope expires them, they are gone and locked in the vault. And I've had some people ask, like, what happened to the videos? You can go on my Instagram page at Letitia Styles TV, and I do a mini recap in an image. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tomorrow night, I probably won't have my background behind me. and I might be on at a different time, but I will send out a tweet if anything changes. Hopefully I'll still be able to get on at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I will see you guys then. Okay, bye.